Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, and I'm all in these places also for extra support and keep up with the socials. Not much happening today. Still, I got some things that are interesting here in terms of future technology, especially on Intel side. This is for CPU stuff, which is like uh, it's a basically L4 cache for Meteor Lake, which is an upcoming CPU. Uh, I think supposedly next year. I think they will launch or expected second half of this year, but with all the delays they've been having, I'm not sure. Basically, from my main take from this, from what I perceive, is this L4 cache is like a huge tile that where the graphics, SoC, the proper GPU, and even the I/O extender tile, they all sit together and share this cache. And I think what it tries to do here is basically all these components have share this pool of cache between all of everything to exchange information, and basically doesn't basically need that dependency on DDR from the system. So a lot of stuff can be shared here and stored here, so it has basically quick access instead of going through the DRAM, through the DDR, and then pull back again the information. It all basically, the most important one is stored here. In terms of applications, for example, gaming, I'm not sure if it's that big of a deal. Even though usually, as we see, for example, L3 cache can benefit in gaming, but I don't know if this L4 cache is going to have like huge thing regarding, for example, gaming. But I assume that in terms of applications, like productivity applications, should have some kind of boost. I assume. I'm not very well sure how this works, but it's very interesting because what basically does is not being so dependent on the DDR from the system. So it shortens the distance that the information has to travel, and I assume also that display should have, in terms of impact, in terms of like performance. I don't know if this kind of memories, because we know that AMD with the 3D cache, it's more sensible to temperatures. I don't know how this is going to behave regarding temperature, because usually Intel, when you start ramping up, they can get very hot and very demanding in terms of power. I don't know if they have to tweak that thing a little bit here, so they can have, I don't know, a functioning L4 cache. We'll see how it goes in terms of what this kind of technology really can do. But yeah, basically this is it. It's what I could perceive from the article here, and what the supposedly L cache for is for. I think this was implemented in a previous generation of Intel CPUs. I'm not sure which one. I think it's around here, but yeah, I don't. Redwood? No, it's not. I think it was mentioned here, or I read somewhere that this was implemented in previous, like a few generations back. They tried to implement this, but I'm not sure how, in terms of performance and everything, how it went regarding their own CPUs. But yeah, continuing with Intel, supposedly upscaling technology. I'm not going to mention this name; it's too complicated. XeSS, I don't know. Supposedly because they launched the update for the upscaling for Intel, and supposedly it destroys in terms of image quality FSR2, and it is very well on par with DLSS quality. Got the article here, we got some image stills. It's very tricky if you're not watching a video with people highlighting. But I can see, for example, here, strands of hair. Here it's more blurry. You get a lot of kind of not well detailed things here. But yeah, supposedly it's on par with the LSS. In this article, it has like the benchmark of the video. This benchmark, this video was made by YouTuber, yeah, Mr. Benchmark PC. It's interesting that, as I said, Intel, it seems to be, it is a good alternative still now in 1080p and even in entry-level 1440p for the at least the 770 GPUs, and the special edition also has like extra VRAM. I think it's 16 VRAM, which is decent for 1440p at the moment. I think again with this all this thing with VRAM and memory bus, I think for 1080p minimum 12 gigabytes, because then if you want to start putting some ray tracing with some upscaling depending on the GPU, I think it's a bare minimum for kind of a future proof regarding gaming. And while now I'm noticing this all about Intel. There is a video from PC World. I didn't find the article on their site with this thing. It's like from yesterday or something like that. They did like basically in terms of performance regarding when the GPU launch and 6 months after, how the drives impacted the performance on several games. And this A770 and the 750. This one is the limited edition, which is the 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and they did a lot of comparisons between these two regarding how or not the drivers impacted positively regarding gaming wise. And yeah, basically it's a very interesting video. It's a short video, 10 minutes. I think it's well worth to see that really drivers, when they are well implemented, they can have different effects on gaming. And I'm going to wrap up here because there's not much happening, at least at my time, because all the US things are like 8 hours behind me. So I got this like an indie spotlight kind of thing still on gaming deals. Dawnkeeper, very positive reviews. It's like a roguelike with I like it very much, at least what I saw. It's been out for a while, but it's still worth it. 46% off in if you buy with more games. And also I've got 80s 50% and 70% off if you buy with Supergiant collection. And finally we got Children of Morta. I already spoke about this in the past week, but still it's a spotlight that I want to give. $10 with all the complete edition bundle. It's very good. Also, they are basically roguelikes. Yeah. And with that said, I will wrap up for today. Hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.